We're back with Ben Scantlin, the manager, and a couple questions about what makes an actor who you're repping easy to work with. You know, not somebody that's being too pushy, but not somebody that's going to be too laid back either. What is your ideal actor? What do they do?
An ideal client to me is somebody that is extremely responsible, in the sense that we set up goals and set up things that we need to do, and we're achieving those in the time frame that we talk about. I love follow-ups. I love when clients are out working the town, figuring out what's going on. They're communicating with me, that they're putting that energy out, because a manager is only 15% of your business. From a client standpoint, sometimes they look at agents and managers as that person that's doing everything for them. Combined, we're 25%. They have all the rest of that for them. And so really it's their business, and they need us to help manage it. So I look for clients that look at it as a business first and foremost, and understand that there's an investment in their business. They have to go out and they have to get new headshots. They have to be out networking, meeting new people, meeting new prospects, reading the trades, figuring out that there's this film coming out that the director or the casting director I worked with 4 years ago, I auditioned for her, she loved me. I don't know if she remembers me or not, but I went in for her. Because all that stuff is excellent for me to have. It keeps the casting director on the phone a little bit longer, whether they went out and did a showcase somewhere or they performed for a casting associate. All of that stuff I need to know. So it's communication, not call on the phone all the time, you know, harass them by any means. But I openly say to my clients, anytime you want to try to communicate with me, please call, email, and let's talk about it. We'll get it worked out, and we'll figure it out one way or another. You know, sometimes clients come in with all sorts of different ideas and aspects, and they're all over the place, which I love and encourage. And I say, okay, now let's manage this and bring it down on what are we going to focus on today? What are we going to focus on this week, this month, this year? And I really help with that. And I always encourage my clients to write. It's one of the biggest things that I say to everybody, that if you can just write and help flush out your ideas, it'll make you so much a better person. And I mean, I've written in a journal since probably 12 years old, 13 years old. And a lot of those entries every day are, I don't feel like writing in this, period. And that's it. And I say sometimes it turns into that, and then there's a comma at the end that says, but I do have a funny story about today, or but I learned something today about myself, or whatever it may be. And I see it over and over again with clients that I've worked with that have started that process. Just the way that they are, their comfortableness, the way that they present themselves. I'm like, yeah, I can tell you've been doing some writing. And they're like, absolutely, it's been flushing out. I have half a screenplay finished already. I have 3 short stories. My songwriters are, that's what blows my mind. Some of these writers don't really write in a journal. And it seems like you can only get to the truth of what really passionate artists are about once you get through those layers. Once you really start writing and you start hitting on the surface, then you start getting underneath the surface on what your true thoughts and your feelings are. And I think that is something as an individual everyone should have. They should be connected to that, because then it only makes us better, especially when the product that I'm trying to sell is a person, is a human that's coming in and presenting themselves. It's not something that they've spent years and years developing and creating, and now they're handing this over. It's them, and they're always growing. And it's always exciting for me, for clients to come in and have something really positive to say and are inspirational. And they're like, you know what, I had this crazy idea that I should go out and shoot this little scene from this movie and give it to Mel Gibson. This is what happened. My client, Carlos Moreno Jr., one of the most passionate artists I've ever met. He decided one day that I want to shoot this scene and I want to get it to Mel Gibson. Who knows what's going to happen? So sure enough, he went out, shot this little scene. It was supposed to be from Apocalypto, kind of that vibe, that feel. And sure enough, he just dropped it off at the reception's desk. And less than probably 8 hours, I get a call from Mel Gibson that says, I just watched Carlos Moreno's piece, and it's unbelievable. I want to meet him face to face. So sure enough, he did. Carlos went down and met him face to face. He did the exact same thing, met Rob Reiner, met Michael Bay, got cast in Transformers. So that's something that is outside the box. Right. Nobody says go out and shoot a scene from a movie and give it to a director. Who even knows that you're going to watch it, what's going to happen with it? But if you don't try it, then what the hell are you going to know? So that's why I'm like, let's just try things.
That's great advice.
It's all this squareness in this creative entertainment business.
Yeah.
Drives me mad.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be the most creative, positive people out there. And so I look for that. I'm like, come into the office, let's talk. Let's take a whole different approach on things.
Well, thanks so much, Ben.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you. This is Madaline Larocque with Ben Scantlin, and you're watching Industry RSVP In-Depth.